You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the September 24th meeting for the LaPorte County Redevelopment Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
He's not.
Good evening. We're going to call the LaPorte County Redevelopment Commission meeting for Wednesday, September 24th, 2025 at 4 p.m. to order. If everybody please stand for the pledge. Would you mind leading us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Adam Karoka,
Present.
John Carr, Scott Cooley,
Present.
Tom Fath, Randy Novak,
Present.
Mark Tarkman,
Here.
Connie Gromarosa, present, and Jennifer Farley.
Present.
Mr. President, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Approval of tonight's agenda.
Motion to approve. Second.
Is there any questions or comments, additions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. Public comment. Public comment is now open. Let the record show we have a public comment.
Hello, you guys might know me. I'm Zach Baker. I'm with Kingsbury Utility on the Industrial Park, and I'm here on behalf of Jeff Johnson. He is a property owner on First Line Road and also on Hupp Road. He received easements for First Line Road, and he has asked me to inquire about the status of the easements on Hupp Road, as he would like to review and get everything signed over at once.
You want to speak to that?
Thank you.
Yes, we'll have Tony draft the legal for those remainder parcels on Hub. I think he probably already has it. The county went through this exercise 10 years ago and it never got finished. So we'll draft those up, we'll send them over, and we would happily accept all those property donations from Kingsbury Utility for the roadways.
We'll make it a priority. Definitely. Anybody else from the public? Anybody else from the public? Hearing none, public comments now closed. Approval of last month's minutes.
Motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any questions on the minutes? No. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Next item is treasurer's report and consideration of claims.
Treasurer's report. The balance for the TIFs as of this evening after the consideration of the claims is 421, number 1, 449,969. 421, number 2, 0. The KIDC is 150,213, and 39 North is 17,893. End of treasurer's report.
Thank you.
Motion to approve as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. Moving on to claims. First one is KIDC, MCR Partners for $1,000, Guy DiMartino for $1,500, Harold Argus for $25.30 for a total of $2,525.30.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion
Second.
and a second. Any questions on those? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Next one is 421-1 TIF. We got MCR Partners in the amount of $4,000, NIPSCO Electric in the amount of $119.87, and also another NIPSCO for $39.52 for a total of $4,159.39.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any questions on those? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Next one is 39 North MCR Partners in the amount of $1,000.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? I just want to reiterate, and we say this every now and then, when you hear the same bill being paid out of different TIFs, it's because their invoice for the month is split up between the TIFs because they service all the TIFs. So that's how we try to do it. So moving on to old business, 421 I-94, Matt Reardon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had a team meeting regarding the utility project. We're moving forward with that with our QAW, and I'm going to proceed, get the rest of the punch list items taken care of. There's a little bit of information share back and forth with the change in administration that we're working on, so we're going to continue working diligently on that with them. We will let you know if there's any added cost. At this point, we don't see much from our QAW, but we'll let you know at the next month if it's going to be an additional engagement of services, or if anything that they might have to do is beyond the scope of the original contract. At this point, they've been very helpful to make sure they clean up what other remaining questions and items are out there. So that's in pretty good stead. As you can see, the kind of thinking back, the hotel project is kind of wrapping up over there. And just as a little history lesson, years ago, the LaPorte Redevelopment Commission said, we're going to work with Holiday Properties to do a bond deal to get infrastructure from 400, which is the Michigan City border, into this area territory south of 400, which is the county. And those were private activity bonds, and what that means is the private developer basically gives us the money to do the infrastructure out of their pocket, and we pay them back over time with the taxes they pay. So that was the start of it, and it was off at 950. So you can see since that point, all that growth and development that's happened, absent the antique store. But all that was a direct relation to an investment and a project done. That project then led to the next infrastructure project, which had to do with, again, working with Michigan City to bring the water and sewer underneath the highway to activate properties on the south side of 421 and 94 by the landfill. So, over the term, you've seen growth and development happening, and of course, the hospital went on the west side of that interchange, which is important to the county and important to Michigan City. I guess where I'm at is that's a good example of what happens in a TIF district when you are focused on providing adequate sewer and water, and why that means where development happens. And instead of in the county or in a farmland or in somebody's farm, they don't want it. It's at these interchanges. That's all I have for 421 and 94.
Thank you. Any questions? Anything you want to add, Guy?
No, sir. Thank you.
Next one is KIP. Matt?
KIP, for those of you just getting here, we had open meeting to discuss the KIP roadway project, we'll just call it. And we had one brave soul come in to ask some questions, and we welcome any landowner to come in or ask questions. But we do have a YouTube video that runs over the basics of this that Mr. DiMartino was asking questions about why are we doing it, what's happening. And the bottom line really is for the members that couldn't be here, we can't access federal or state dollars to spend money on property we don't own or control. Until those properties become that of the county or a governmental entity, we can't fix the roadways at Kingsbury Industrial Park. That is one of the primary and only industrially zoned parcels in this county, and it's certainly the only industrially zoned parcel in this county with the amount of available property, along with access to Class 1 rail carriers. So it's going to take a little bit of willingness from the property owners to participate. In exchange for that willingness, we can access funds to upgrade the roadways. There will be a groundbreaking, Carlton. This is actually a new project, not we're going to have another groundbreaking to have a groundbreaking. Carlton, what's the date for that?
October 15th, 2 p.m.
October 15th, 2 p.m. Alexander Chemicals. It is a controlled facility. What that means is, why don't you come up here, if you could? Sure. Thank you.
All Right. Yeah, Alexander Chemical, it is a controlled facility, which means you have to RSVP. I believe a week and a half to 2 weeks before, might be a week, I could double check. But yeah, they have hazardous chemicals, and I know Matt can fill you in more with that. Is that federal? It's overseen by the federal government, I believe. But yeah, they're doing an expansion, also celebrating their 75-year anniversary. So they've been doing a lot of stuff, and there'll be some good stuff there.
So you may recall the project, it's a 40,000 square foot addition on the campus and continuation of it. Thanks to our friends at LEAP and Bert Cook and Mike Riley for helping us out, get this organized. What we like to think is, the company calls they're like, who do we call? And they call the Economic Development Department. It's good to have partnerships with the city of LaPorte and work together on this project. So put that in your calendars. It'll be another good event, and it's kind of a cool, quiet little thing out there that does a lot of important work.
Definitely. You want to give a little update on the CN? Is that all tracked? I mean, last time I went through there.
Yeah, I forgotten all the excitement about the roadways. Yeah, the tracks are done. Just lately let that one go by. They're doing a bridge test today, so if there's any questions or comments about the bridge, that'll be reported back. Any deficiencies, not that there were anticipating any, would be dealt with by the original contractor. So also to let the board, just a reminder, at the next meeting, the representatives from JBC Rail will be here to give you an update on where they're at with start to finish, like when they started with the switcher opportunity. It's an important meeting to be at. There'll be a lot of good information there. Their switcher contract, as written today, and I say that because it dealt with a 5-year time window, but the park technically wasn't connected to CN or CSX for quite some time afterwards. So I'll let them talk and ask the board what their thoughts are, but it'll be an important meeting. They're going to give you an update, talk about their investment, and I would be remiss if I didn't also bring up Kingsbury Elevator and Ed Limborg with his investment, because again, this is another property owner out there that put his money where his mouth was and put investments into the ground, and he's trying to make the park a better place. So those two entities really did work pretty hard. But yeah, it's completed, and soon we'll be doing laps around Kingsbury with various trains. No, we won't.
So when's the groundbreaking on that? When are we going to have a little ribbon cutting?
The ribbon, I will have to get something scheduled.
Right.
Only if you drive the
We're going to have a
locomotive.
CSX and a CN nose to nose.
Nose to nose?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right. Thanks.
On the bridge.
You know what? I'll talk to Carlton.
Yeah, he's the idea
get
man.
it
Talk with him about it.
All right. 3594.
Interesting discussion today with 3594. There was a development entity that came to give a presentation 2 months ago regarding a hotel and possible restaurant. We agreed in our meeting today a couple of things. One, we will work with this entity and trying to facilitate a land swap with the Indiana Department of Transportation. Now, previous to this, we requested, and part of the process is to identify property and to get a determination from the Indiana Department of Transportation, is this surplus property? They said, no, it is not surplus property. So that usually makes it a dead issue. What the group asked today was, we have another piece of property, we'd like to do a land swap. And I said, we can ask. And so the development group is tasked with providing us with a survey and an easement of the property that they would like to trade and to try and enter into the process. And I said, I don't know what the answer may or may not be, but we will work on your behalf and try to facilitate that. I know that the government won't convey property to some person directly. There is some kind of competitive bid process to be able to do that. There may be some allowances for adjoining property owners, but nonetheless, you have to perfect that. The idea here is to do a property swap, same, and we're going to help them with that process. We also encourage them to continue their dialogue with Michigan City Utilities, that while their project may be feasible by utilizing some of the existing utility parts available there, but that their approach was not consistent with the overall approach of activating that entire interchange for development, growth, and sustainability. I guess that's a long way of saying doing a one-off project's great, but doing a development at an interchange requires the level of investment in infrastructure and partnership to be able to do it in a form and fashion worth it. So we urge them to continue. We urge them to talk with the county planning and building department to make sure that they have the requisite design drawings done. And if they want to move forward with their project, they should consider doing that way. Yes, sir.
There's utilities in that area being run right now. Do you know how far out they go to where they're going to stop at?
I don't know specifically how far out they're going to go. I know that there's work on Muir Road. I know that Michigan City's been doing that. And part of the study done by this group, and it used the information from Michigan City, but where it doesn't get us across the interchange. It kind of is like, if you think of it this way, the way that 421 involved. You got to let's get to the certain point here first. And I think that's the bigger goal, is to activate all that property along that corridor.
There is a sewer line
Along Swan
out
Lake.
there at 35 and 20.
Right.
The size of it is
Not big enough.
it might be, well,
So,
I'm not
yeah,
saying
the
it's not
challenge
big
is
enough.
this.
Yeah.
Do you have one-off projects and people did good developments and they size the utilities adequate for their development? But from a planning standpoint and a interchange development standpoint, they're not adequate to do much more than that. That's not anybody's fault. That's just the way that things were sized. So if you think back to the 35 planning document, the idea was to have adequate water and sewer to do development at all phases of that interchange in an orderly fashion, not one-off projects. If we were going to sign up for one-offs, it'd be everybody man for himself. And as this body has seen, and as you as elected officials have seen, oftentimes when those happen, it may not be a problem in the first year, but boy, in the 15th year, sometimes it's a problem. So we're trying to avoid that.
Definitely.
That's all I have, sir.
Thank you. Any new business? I'm going to take that as a no. Any other business? I'm going to take that as a no also. Mr. Cooley?
Motion to adjourn?
I got something. Sorry. I know everybody's in the groundbreaking. So we got a groundbreaking at Saughney Lake. October 14th, 1 p.m. at the Saughney Lake Conservation Club for sewer.
You guys get together with Carlton and you stack these on that day?
Was it the 14th?
No, it's
But that's the day before.
I thought he said 15th.
14th.
Saughney Lake is going to warm you up.
Let me
1
turn-
p.m.
Let me turn my hair.
Saughney Lake Conservation Club. Also the 14th, we have our comprehensive plan open house in this room from 5 to
Are
7.
you sending an invite out for that Saughney Lake one?
I can. JPR did. I'll make sure you get a copy.
Well, maybe they don't want to.
Then I won't know. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
That's it.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Yeah.